Get back to Hurricane Florence right now. And Craig Setzer, some good news as far as the category. It's now a Category 2, but this is still a big storm.
Right, and the thing about categories is we call it the Saffir-Simpson hurricane wind scale. It's a category for wind, not for storm surge. So even though the category has come down, the storm surge is still going to be a problem. In fact, here's the latest advisory as of 11 o'clock. Winds down now to 110 miles an hour. I always hesitate to say weaken because we're talking still about a Category 2 storm, and if it was a 1 strengthening to a Category 2, usually that seems kind of bad. But we still have a strong storm moving to the northwest at 17, but really the big takeaway is look how big it is. I mean, if you put it over North Carolina, it would cover much of North Carolina and half of South Carolina. So it's pushing a huge amount of water with it. It has a huge wind field, and so it is going to be a big surge event. Now, the takeaway also from the winds being down is that this widespread power outage, tree destruction type of event probably is a little bit less, and that would be a good thing because it might help the recovery go more quickly. Here's the forecast track. There is Thursday evening, tomorrow evening at 8 o'clock, Friday morning at 8 a.m., Friday evening at 8 p.m. Weakening storm near the coast or onshore and weakening, but still pushing storm surge and still producing a tremendous amount of rain. And then because it meanders here, and this is hill country too, and lots of rivers and valleys, there's going to be a lot of flooding. And then it's on to the west and then to the north there and still producing a lot of rain. Here's the latest wind speed probabilities for the gust of hurricane force. That has shrunken a little bit with a decrease in the forecast intensity, but still very high in Wilmington. And this whole purple area here covering about the southeast half of North Carolina and extreme eastern South Carolina could see the power outages. But that area has begun to decrease now as the forecast intensities have come down a bit. Here's a 24-hour loop, and look how Florence has changed through the evening. We'll start again 24 hours ago. The eye, lots of purples, very strong looking. There it is, getting farther to the north and starting to erode from the south there. The eye no longer visible, and it's starting to look even a little bit lopsided. The other thing, of course, we're watching is Isaac. There's the center of Isaac moving away from the thunderstorms quickly to the west. Once again, it is forecast to pass through the islands during the morning hours tomorrow. The north side of the storm is where the winds are. The south side, not much wind, and then likely a weak tropical storm. But we'll have to keep our eyes on it as it moves to the west. Once again, the wind speed probabilities here, and you can see Dominica with the highest value there at 53% chance for tropical storm force winds. And of course, everybody along the northern Caribbean will have to watch. For us, this tropical disturbance in the Gulf moves away. There's Florence moisture, there's Isaac moisture, and there's other things out in the Atlantic I don't even have time to talk about, but they're not going to bother us. Here's our forecast for tonight. A few storms, especially the western metro areas. They will fade on out. Summer muggies overnight, hot and humid tomorrow. Storms develop, high temperature right around 90. For boaters, winds pretty light tomorrow, but a 2 to 4 foot swell coming down from Florence and taking us through the weekend. Hot and humid with mainly afternoon storms. Some could be a little bit heavy.